Welcome into Jets Overtime. We are presented by SiriusXM. The New York Jets take down the Atlanta Falcons today here at MetLife Stadium, 27-24. I'm Eric Allen, joined as always by Quincy Enunwa and one of today's stars, Quantez Stiggers.
Yeah.
Man, how would you describe that back and forth seesaw battle in the second half?
Man, it was confusing to me, man. I'm like, we got to score, we got to get a stop on D, and, you know, we end up digging it out and got the dub.
Yes, sir.
What can you say about Nick Folk hitting it, the game winner from 56 yards?
56?
Yeah,
56.
in these elements.
Oh, my God. Nick been here before. You know, AG was in the locker room saying, like, I played with him and gave him a game, but I'm like, I ain't know Nick was that. Oh. Yeah, but no, it's good because, you know, a lot of people don't see what we do inside that building. They only see what we do out here, but it's really a blessing, man.
What were your thoughts when you were watching that?
I had turned away.
Did you really?
I had to turn away, man. I had anxiety, man. But, you know, he made it, and, you know, we're going to continue to make him.
Okay. You got the Jets going in the right direction today. What, from your perspective, can you take us through the play? McNamara, who's had great hang time throughout the year, has another one there early in the ball game, and you're Johnny on the spot recovering at the 2-yard line.
Yeah, so that started from install because – you know, I got to watch it. I got to see it again.
Here you are.
I'm like, I should have let it. I should have let it roll in the end zone. I should have looked a little foot tap, man. But that come from preparation because I know like throughout the week, like that guy, that returner, he was real ambitious about catching the ball inside the 10, and you know it showed right there, and I ended up getting my first turnover of my NFL career.
That's huge, man. I mean, we've talked before and over again about how great the special teams coach is and how good the special teams units are, right? Can you just talk a little bit about that relationship between a punter and a gunner? Because not too many people know that, right? And you've been running down the field quick every game.
Yeah. So the relationship between me and Mac is like a love-hate relationship. Like sometimes I be hating when he kick the ball out of bounds, but sometimes I love it. And it's like, you know, Mac being a rookie, you know, I try to be in his ear, stuff like that. We got our handshake. I be trying to hang out with him, but, you know, Mac me on his own. And I was like, all right, yeah. So me and Mac, we got a pretty good relationship.
That's good.
I'll tell you what, he deserves Pro Bowl consideration, as do you.
Oh, yeah. He's going to make a Pro Bowl. I'm going to make a Pro Bowl. Nick going to make a Pro Bowl. All three of us.
I love that. What can you say about Chris Banjo, what he's done here as a first-year coordinator? I mean, the guy was a stalwart throughout his NFL career, but again, this is the first time.
I played against him.
Yeah. Man, that just show you, like, man, Banjo, man, like, he can relate to us because he was a former player and he just got done playing, you know. And I feel like that's what make him different because he able to speak football language, you know. And, you know, he always preaching buy-in. But with buy-in, you got to have stay-in. And that's what we've been doing as a special team unit. We've been buying in and staying in.
Every time we look up, I'm sitting next to Quincy in the press box. We're thinking special team's going to make a play here. Here you come up with the fumble recovery. How about Isaiah Williams in the second half? Nearly took another one to the house.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I never take credit for my, like, just by myself. Like, as a whole special team unit, bro, like, we do the dirty work.
Yeah.
And out here, we make it clean.
I like that.
Adonai Mitchell. What have you seen from him in practice? And then today, that was a career breakout.
Yep. Man, in practice, I'm like, bro, this, like his first week, I'm like, man, he getting off the spot. Like, he moving. I'm like, all right, yeah. But, you know, he told me, he said, I owe you from the Patriots game. And he put it on display today.
Yeah.
He certainly did. And how about the veteran experience, the savvy Tyrod Taylor brings to the operation?
Tyrod Orifon Taylor. Yeah, man, Tyrod always Orifon, man. It's great to see Tyrod, man. I would say he's like one of the better vets in the league. And, you know, it's just a blessing to see him out here. Okay. This season he got 773?
Yeah, completing about 70% of his passes.
That's love right there, man.
And I'll tell you what, I know this is a young roster, but for 36 years old in his 15th NFL season, he's still got pretty young legs. We saw that. He get in the end zone today.
He ain't going to mention the interceptions I had, but, you know. No, that's good, man.
Have you guys been seeing the improvements the last couple of weeks? Not coming away with the victories against New England and then Baltimore, but AG was saying you're playing a better brand of football.
We are. And that's what we've been preaching since day one, man. You gotta be grit. You gotta be gritty. And once you be gritty, then you can persevere through a lot of things.
Can you speak to a little bit about, you know, you guys lost two great players on the defensive side, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like even after that happened, the shift has shown that guys are willing to step up in all different positions.
Yeah. Like I just told you, like that show you buy-in. Like no matter who out there, like you out there, you got to give 110%. It don't matter who out there, you know. We lost them guys. We had guys step up like AZ. We had Jawan Briggs.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's the name of the game, man. Next man up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, next man up. Next man up in the secondary today because Brownlee was down.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, Jasir came in. He did his thing, you know, and we had elevated Jay Clark, and I'm glad, excited to really see him out here to play with us.
Yeah.
Bijan Robinson, man.
Yeah.
What was it like competing against him?
I don't really know.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I mean, he looked good out there. He cool. I can't really
We're not giving him no love, man. I forget those guys.
I know you were doing your thing on teams.
Yeah, I can't even speak on it. Yeah, I mean, I was on teams,
Yeah.
you know, but one day I get my opportunity on defense.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You've always taken advantage of your opportunities, but let's get you out with this one.
Yep.
You guys get a win here after a 2-game losing streak. Now that's 3 out of 5.
Yep.
Do you feel this thing turning the corner? Do you see AG's vision coming to life now?
Yeah. Rome wasn't built in one day.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're going to keep coming in. We're going to keep building, keep stacking. And if you're not with us, you're not with us. If you're with us, you're with us.
Yeah.
That's how I got to be.
Contest tickets for Pro Bowl, baby, right here.
Keep doing your thing.
Yep. Appreciate y'all.
All right, let's hear from Jets head coach Aaron Glenn right now. No, actually, we're going to go to Nick Folk, who had the game winner today.
Here with Nick Folk. Nick, walk me through what was going through your head as it came down to the wire for the game-winning field goal.
Honestly, a whole lot of nothing. I just, you know, we kicked from that exact spot pregame, so I knew I could do it from there. So I just said, let it rip, let it have fun, and you know, I just tried to hit it as hard as I could because the weather today wasn't the best. A little wind, a little cooler, the rain, it was just kind of one of those nasty days. But yeah, so nothing really going through, and just happy to get the win.
What does it say about this team to come out on top of this game today? It wasn't a pretty game. It was ugly conditions, like you said, but you guys were able to battle through.
Yeah, we showed a lot of grit, a lot of I think we played well as a team. You know, special teams made some plays, offense made some plays, defense made some big stops. So we played really well, especially at the end there. You know, we had that potential 2-minute drive. We had to punt. Then the defense held them, 3 and out. They punted. We get a good 2-minute drive. So I said all the time, I just got to put a cherry on top when I kick a game winner. I mean, everyone builds a Sunday. I just got to put the cherry on top. So happy to help, happy to get the win, and you know, hopefully we get one next week.
I was talking to Quantez about this. I feel like you guys have to think that you have one of the best special team units in the NFL.
Yeah, I think guys take pride in it. I think that's the biggest thing is guys take pride in for the whole unit. And, I mean, that's from everything from the field goal guys take pride in blocking, which is I'm so thankful for them because that's probably one of the most, you know, those guys, those 9 guys up front don't necessarily get to protect themselves. They have to just kind of sit there, take the blow, and hope and just hold on for dear life for a little bit. You know, we're on offense, defense. You got to protect yourself. You got to punch a guy. You got to run. So those guys do a great job. They take great pride in it. And so the whole unit, you know, I think we stepped up big today. We just try to put the team in the best position we can, whether that's when we punt, pin them deep, or when we get a kick return, put the offense in short field. So, you know, we just try to do the best we can. And it starts with, you know, Banjo and O'Day and Jet. You know, they put a great plan together, and guys execute the plan well.
Congrats on the win. Appreciate the time, Nick.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks. Awesome. Appreciate it. Thank you.
You're watching Jets Overtime presented by SiriusXM. The Jets go home a winner today. Nick Folk nails it from 56 yards out as time expires. That's euphoria out there on the field. The Jets now 3-9. Atlanta, meanwhile, they fall to 4-8. Man, Chris Banjo's special teams units.
Yeah.
What can you say? I mean, we're 12 games in, and they can continue to ascend. It's like, what's next for these guys?
No, it's really special. I mean, you talk about Isaiah Williams coming in. We talked about him before when he was on the show, a redemption story, a guy that started off not so great, but since then, I mean, that is a guy that, you talk about resilience, that is the model of resilience for this team right here. A guy that's going to continue to put it out there. That kick return was huge. We thought Wanwu was the guy. He comes in and says, listen, I can also do the same thing, right? You talking about Nick Folk, right? Misses the one and then comes back again. I mean, it's exciting football for that special teams unit, for real.
Yeah, we're going to let that one slide. Folk finally misses a field goal.
Yeah.
He made 20 straight to start the year. I believe his franchise record was 23. So that's okay, though. He made up for it and then some there.
Right.
We're going to look at our game summary here. As we look at the numbers, here's the scoring plays. Breece Hall gets the Jets on the board with that 2-yard run after the Stiggers fumble recovery. Later on, Folk nails his first field goal of the day. And here you go. Atlanta with the field goal there to take the lead. Here's Bijan Robinson getting into the end zone from 5 yards out. This is Atlanta scoring plays as well. There's Gonzalez's kick. And Atlanta scores 24 points in all today. I thought we were going to take it sequentially here. There's Nick Folk getting on the board for the Jets. But just overall, as we watch today's scoring plays, there's the Sills touchdown that gave Atlanta a 24-17 lead. Again, what do you make of the Jets' resolve overall?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's huge. We want to see a game where it's like these guys are winning the whole game, especially after seeing so many losses. But I think ultimately this is real football today, right? You're talking about all three units came up big when it was necessary, from the offense making the big plays at the end of the game, defense making some big stops, especially in that fourth quarter, and then special teams continue to show up every game from the start to the finish. These guys just continue to show team football, and that's what you need for the rest of the season.
Folk Hero probably would have been good there from 60, I think. He had a couple yards to spare.
Yeah, to make up for it. I think, that probably brought so much anger and fire into him. He needed to make that one. And listen, this is Nick Folk. I played with Nick Folk. You know what I mean? So the guy's a beast.
So does that mean he's old or you're old?
I know. Listen, I'm football old, so he's definitely old.
All right. So what happened in the second half? Because it was 7-7 at halftime.
Right.
Not much of a flow. The Jets had scored on a 2-yard drive, one-play drive after the Stiggers fumble recovery of the muff punt. Breece Hall gets into the end zone. What did you see in terms of both teams picking up the steam in the second half?
Yeah, I mean, they just had the ball first, and they couldn't score, so it felt like it was going in the wrong direction, especially because that next following drive, you saw Bijan Robinson get into the end zone, right? So it's great for this team to continue to have that resolve and show, like, hey, listen, even if we don't start well, they continue to push strong. I heard somebody last week talk about the middle 8, right? The first 4 before halftime and the first 4 after halftime, right? Those are the areas where you want to really play well. But this team decided to just continue on throughout the game, regardless of what happened in that moment, that they were going to finish the game strong, and they did just that.
What did you make of Tyrod today? He was 19-33 for 172 yards in all. You had Adonai Mitchell, 8 catches, 102 yards. Mason Taylor had a pair of catches. John Mechie, 4 catches for 19 yards.
I think he played good veteran football, man. He put the ball where it needed to be, right? He didn't force anything, and that's what you want to see from your veteran quarterback, a guy that's going to make the throws that needs to be made. Sometimes you don't always have to go for the home run, which he went for right there, which was great. A great play by him we'll break down later. But overall, you're just finding your guys, right? Putting them in the right position and then pushing the ball down the field.
All right, let's go late in the fourth quarter. The Jets actually had a great hold there at 24-24. You force Kirk Cousins off the field, 3 and out, a punt. The offense gets the ball back, and here is our turning point. It's the final drive. There are a few key moments here. There's Tyrod. He looks, and then he sees opening with the green grass.
And that's the most important thing about Tyrod Taylor being the quarterback, is that he continues to use his legs, right? You don't want to lose that threat, and I love that he continues to do that, making some good throws to A.D. Mitchell as well, and then obviously the kick. Obviously, this was a turning point. I think there were a few other moments where if they would have lost, you could have called those a turning point, but for them to come back in the fourth quarter with a few seconds left and win the game like that, it's huge for this audience as well.
Yeah, and here's the bottom line. The Jets cashed in when they had their opportunity. When Atlanta had the ball, they go 3 and out in the defense. That was a big-time hold. And Tyrod's so calm and poised back there. Again, the numbers aren't gaudy, but the conditions here weren't great today.
No, and I think you could see that even on the television, right? It was raining, it was windy. You know, the turf, sometimes guys were slipping around a few times, right? So for them to come out with this, you know, these guys were battling. It was a true battle.
And I'll tell you why this is a true battle, because Bijan Robinson, man, dynamic back. He had 193 yards in all for Atlanta. Also, Kyle Pitts, 7 catches for 82 yards. But the Jets were game defensively, and they stood up at big moments. Gotham City football is here. Be at MetLife Stadium for the first ever New York Jets rivalries game as they host an AFC East matchup against the Miami Dolphins on Sunday, December 7th at 1 p.m. presented by Avery Dennison. Get tickets at nyjets.com/tickets. That is next week. You'll be able to see those rivalry uniforms as the Jets host the Dolphins. Miami today beat New Orleans at home. The Jets, we'll get to this in a couple moments when we look at the upcoming schedule. They owe Miami one, but good on them for just sticking with this game, and they're learning how to win. Yeah. And this is all part of the process.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, this team may or may not make it to the playoffs, right? But I think at the end, you want to continue to find ways to win, because then in the future, in the next year, you're taking that into the offseason, you're understanding, like, these are the things that are doing so well. These are the guys that are playing well no matter what's going on around them.
All right, are you ready for some telestration?
Of course. Let's do it, baby.
Let's get into it. We're powered by Microsoft Surface, as always.
I love breaking down film when we win. So right here, listen, we got 2 sacks. This first one right here was a great play. I always like to say, man, study long, study wrong. You're going to see on this play, we're going to show the back end how it's man coverage across the board. It really causes the quarterback sometimes to pause just a little bit, because the Jets do a good job of switching up man and zone. You give Michael Clemens an opportunity to bull rush his guy into the quarterback. You hold that ball too long, and listen, those guys are hunting. So good job by Michael Clemens. This second one, I love this because it's a little bit of a disguise, and it's a great job by Quincy Williams of getting out into the passing lanes. It looks like 7 guys are going to rush. You have 5 guys down on the line of scrimmage, 2 guys back. You bring in Tony Adams. You're bringing Sherwood. You're faking like Quincy Williams is going to come through, and then you get the sack with Tony Adams. So it's a great job. Again, another man play with a blitz, and I love that they're showing the technique of trying to get the ball out. That's something they're trying to enforce over and over again. On this other one, this is a great play by A.D. Mitchell, man. What a pickup, man. This guy gets down the field quick. He can run all the routes. He showed that he can be a good guy to have opposite from Garrett Wilson. So here, look at this pocket. A beautiful pocket, man. You talk about 5 guys working together, making sure you keep a clean pocket for your quarterback. And then A.D. Mitchell, what I want to show for all the young receivers here, I'm going to jog it back a little bit for you guys in a little bit. But this is a nice post route. Double post, take the safety away from the inside post. The outside post is one-on-one with the corner, and he's running through contact. No matter what happens, you got to stay focused on the ball, and that's a touchdown, baby.
Hey, shout out. That's a touchdown by you and Bobby D back in Florham Park. Another great film breakdown, actually presented by Microsoft Copilot. We got a great Copilot here in Quincy and Nunwa. Let's take a look at Adonai Mitchell's stats today. We said he's been winning with his routes. What was different today?
I mean, he's just getting more confident each week, right? And I don't know what his target share was, but just seeing him continue to make these catches on the sideline, the deep post, over the middle, he's getting open in multiple different ways all across the field, and that's somebody you need. I can't wait until Garrett Wilson comes back, because him, Adonai Mitchell, John Mechie, that's a great trio right there. Those guys know how to get open and get the ball and get it down the field. So it's a great touchdown by him, and 12 yards of catch is also amazing. Yeah.
Hey, listen, props to Darren Muji. Again, when he made those trades, people were looking and saying, well, John Mechie's just a throw-in. You're getting rid of Michael Carter. It's a draft pick swap. Well, Mechie's come in and produced. I know he had the drop there in the fourth quarter, but he's going to make those catches down the line for you. And then Mitchell, former second-round pick.
Yeah.
And he's got an elite physical skill set. And to your point, you're going to pair these 2 guys up with Garrett Wilson. And then down the line, I know fans can look at that. This team can't right now, but you can add to that room as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the focal point for the Jets offense, though, this year has been Breece Hall.
Yeah.
And again, the yards were tough to come by today, but he put in another good day's work.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was such a mind bend for us, because this is a team that really doesn't do well against the run, and they're a high-pressure team. But to be honest with you, I felt like Tyrod Taylor had a lot of time back there. They did a great job in their pressure package, but, man, I think Atlanta knew who the threat was, and they did their best to stop him. He still was able to get about 60 yards, plus a touchdown, 3.6 average. I mean, listen, Breece Hall is going to find ways to help his team succeed.
Yeah, Hall's averaging 4.9 yards per carry on the year. He's at 834 Q. He has not reached that 1,000-yard plateau yet in his career. It's going to happen.
Yes.
I mean, is it next week against Miami if he has a huge game? Is it the following week against Jacksonville? It's going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, so you're starting to see it all come together. Offensively, it was kind of slow for the Jets early, but again, you got to give Tyrod a lot of credit with the work he's done with a lot of these guys, including Mitchell, because he's talked about putting in extra work with Mitchell and Mechie.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell. A lot of these throws were so on target, and you think that it's just a simple, okay, I'm a quarterback, I can put this in this position, but you got to know how guys run routes. That's one of the most important parts of playing quarterback is that each guy is going to run a certain route in a different way. He has different footsteps. He has different stride lanes. He has all these different things. So you have to be cognizant of that, and he shows, even this play, right? You layer that over, right? You're talking about a levels route, a low, medium, and high. He puts that ball right where it needs to be with a guy jumping up to get it. So it's a great job by Tyrod Taylor. You know, somebody that we needed to fill in, and he's done a great job so far.
He certainly has. And another guy is doing an awfully good job here as first-year head coach Aaron Glenn. We're going to get to him here in a second. But again, this season so far, completing 70% of his passes, 6 touchdowns, the 4 interceptions. The other thing that we should not we would be remiss if we didn't mention Jets won the turnover battle today.
Yeah.
Okay? They did not turn the ball over, and they got one.
And that's important. Yeah. I think that's one of the biggest things, right? I was hoping for an interception, Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins actually did a good job of finding his open guys, so we couldn't get an interception there, but great job by the special teams unit.
All right, let's fire it up right now. Let's hear from Jets head coach Aaron Glenn.
I'm doing pretty good as a win. Now, the only injury that we had was a TA. He had a groin. I think he'll be fine. We had a couple of guys that came out. JJ did, but he came back in, so he's going to be fine. I think that was about it. When it comes to this game, man, you talking about back and forth. Man, just ebbs and flows of how a game goes. And, man, just the grit that we've been talking about for some time, and our guys being able to just gut this game out. And I keep saying there's no quitting these guys. These guys understand exactly what we're trying to build. And listen, even though we have this long-range vision of what we're trying to get to, the now is what's important for our guys to continue to understand, man, how do you win games, especially in situations like this when the weather was not at its best. Teams going back and forth, fighting. Man, we started out really, really well on defense. Then we had some issues, allowed them to score some points and get some yards. Same with the offense. We were moving the ball quite a bit on the offense. We just wasn't finishing the drives that we had. Man, special teams, as always, came through for us and made some really big plays for us to put us in field position to be able to get points. So there's a number of things that we got to improve on. Man, there are a number of guys that did a number of things. Man, what about AD? You know, going for over 100 yards and had the long explosive play for a touchdown. And these guys, they still have a long time to be able to mesh with Tyrod for those guys to get better, because we have some communication issues that we gotta fix, and you know, and that's to be expected. You know, with two guys that's just getting here trying to mesh with the quarterback. So good win, something we could build on, but man, we have a long ways to go. Myself, the coaching staff, and the players, from an execution and collectively trying to get things together. We still have a ways to go, and we look forward to next week to getting ready to get those things going.
We're watching Jets Overtime, presented by SiriusXM. The green and white moved to 3-9 with a 27-24 victory here at MetLife Stadium over the Atlanta Falcons. Here is the Jets' upcoming schedule, starting with next week. Miami's coming north as December football commences. Then the Jets will have a 2-game road trip starting with Jacksonville, and then they'll face the New Orleans Saints. Finally, you're going to wrap up with 2 AFC East games. Your final home game of the season against the Patriots, the division leaders, and then we'll have to see where the Buffalo Bills are in the standings there in that final game. It's the last game at Highmark Stadium. When I look at the schedule, and we talked about this on the pregame show, Pregame Central, which you should be watching every week. Listen, there are a lot of opportunities for the Jets to go out on a high note here in 2025-26, and that starts next week against Miami.
Yeah, definitely. I think this is a great opportunity to get your get back, right? The Miami had a great game the first time, but now we're coming out here in the rivalry uniforms. We're in our last home game of the season, or second to last home game of the season, right? Coming off of a win, this is a great opportunity for you to show that this wasn't a fluke, that you're continuing to win because you have changed the culture. You have continued to show that this is the new Jets team that knows how to find these wins.
So I will say this, Bijan Robinson, great day for him. Kyle Pitts as well. Those guys produced for Atlanta.
Yeah.
And Atlanta had 25 first downs. The Jets, 16. Falcons, 389 total yards. The Jets, 269 yards. And then rushing totals, Atlanta rushes for 167, and the Jets had 110. But again, Aaron Glenn's right. They gutted it out today. They found a way to win, and there's something to be said for that, because when you are turning a program around, when you are building like the Jets are, you have to see this come to fruition. And we're starting to see it. That's 3 out of 5 now.
Yeah, definitely. And, on top of all those things, another point to be made is that they also won the third down battle, right? So that's another thing right there. Those are some of the things that you practice so often, right? Third down, red zone, turnovers. Those are the big ones. So for them to win the turnover and the turnover in the third down battle, that's big for this team.
Yeah, and special teams, it continues to be amazing under Chris Banjo. This was a complimentary effort. The Jets picked each other up today. Malachi Moore, the rookie safety, had 10 tackles. The Jets also had 7 tackles for loss here this afternoon. And when it came to winning time, it was the Jets making the plays, too. So a lot of encouraging signs for a team that battled, and maybe none more bigger or significant than Adonai Mitchell.
Yeah, it's a young team, man, and the young players were making plays. So, it's deep. That's huge. And everybody should be proud of themselves for this win today.
All right, folks, that's going to be it from myself and Quincy Enunwa and a cast of thousands here at MetLife Stadium. The final, the Jets 27, Atlanta 24. The Jets are 3-9. And how about Nick Folk, another folk hero moment for the green and white?